Welcome to Presentation, Ponder, Practice. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15 reads, Be diligent to present yourself approved to God as a workman who does not need to be ashamed, accurately handling the word of truth. A translation using the meaning of the words might say, Make every effort to place yourself beside God's standard for full approval from God of you as a worker for the gospel who is not ashamed of his work, cutting straight the word of truth, meaning teach or expound correctly the word of truth. With a prepared heart and mind, along with the requested help from God, we open his word for study. At this juncture, Bible students take many different approaches and directions, yet one thing holds true in all methods of study. Discover as many answers to the who, what, when, where, why, and how questions as possible. Some readers begin with background information. When was the passage written? Who was the original audience? Who is the author? Some of this may have been settled for us in preparing the heart and mind as we thought about what we already know concerning the text. For anything we do not know or cannot remember clearly, now is the time to revisit those aspects. Some readers jump right into reading then, marking and taking notes on things in the text. Others like to read the passage in its entirety, whether reading just the passage of study, the complete chapter, or the whole book or letter. Context, context, context is key in properly understanding what we read. The best benefit comes from reading the text multiple times. For the latter group of readers, the second, third, or maybe even the fourth time of reading is where marks and notes are made. Mark repeated or important words. Define words specifically for specific understanding. Note any questions that cannot be answered immediately. Pay attention to personnel in the text, events that are mentioned, direction and mode of movements. There are several things to ask of the text that are pertinent to a specific style of text. Most, if not all, of the 6 reporter questions can be answered by any narrative passage. Adjustments should be made when reading things like poetry, legal writing or laws, proverbs, prophecy, sometimes in the Gospels, and history or letters. Ask these questions, though, every time. What does the text say? What does it mean? How does it apply to my life? How does it apply to others? How can I communicate this to others effectively? Consistently, we should ask about the main theme. This is often discovered by repetition of words or phrases. The punchline can be found at the beginning or the end, and maybe in the middle on rare occasions. For some readings, the theme was discovered 1 to 3 chapters earlier. So remember that context is key. Get the whole context, no matter what amount of reading must be done. What does the passage show us about God's character? This is a big question. What did this mean to the writer and the original readers? At times, these answers may be one and the same, but we need to ask both questions and answer both questions. Another question is, what are we to know, use, or carry out today from this text? A passage needs to be read through several times. Maybe answer a different question or different set of questions each time. Pay special attention to any phrases or ideas that stand out each time. See if the same ones stand out every time, or if others can be added to them along the way. Unpacking a passage is a lot of fun. Gaining new insight into words or phrases facilitates understanding. Drawing connections with other verses, other chapters, or other writings of the same testament, or even between the testaments, add to the fun. Visualizing the scene, including the five senses, greatly helps. Being a good reporter improves with time, opportunity, and practice. So do it often. The more you study, the better you will get. There is just so much excitement in Bible study. Remember to prepare the heart and mind. Ask God to speak and then unpack the passage. Great are the works of the Lord. They are studied by all who delight in them. Psalm 111, verse 2. May God bless you.